Hey guys, it's your girl Lana Love. Thank you so much for joining me on Luv N Laughs. And I have with me the fantastic, the sexy couple. And for everybody that doesn't know who you are, please tell everybody who you guys are.
I'm Eric
Oh, look
Floyd.
at their smiles. I love it.
I'm Eric Floyd, producer, international impresario, and manager to this amazing woman. And she, of course, is the goddess, Wanda Dee.
I've heard
Hip-hop's
so many
first
good
female
things about
DJ.
you.
She's
I've
hip-hop's
heard,
first female DJ, the first female to go platinum, the first female inductee into the Universal Zulu Nation, taking it around the world. And of course, her DJ skills were on display in the hip-hop classic 1984, Beat Street. But that was all in the 80s when she sold 3 million records as a hip hop DJ and rapper. The first sexy, glamorous female rapper, also before Little Kim and Cardi B and certainly
you were
Megan Thee
sexier
Stallion,
before them.
all before them. And then the 90s came around and she began singing in 7 different languages. She's the lead singer for the
Oh,
British rock
wow.
dance group, the KLF, on Arista BMG, and sold another 32 million records. So to date, she has sold over 35 million records and records and performs all over the world in stadiums, arenas, and festivals, some 10 months of the year, every year for almost 40 years.
Oh, wow. I also heard that through the grapevine that you turned down a shot with Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, yeah. I much rather go and do the solo thing. So I just didn't want to do it.
And you worked
I was
with
I was
like the
honored.
biggest of the biggest, like
Yeah.
all in the 80s and everything. And like I feel like the hip hop in the 80s was so much better than hip hop now. At least you
Mhm.
understand what they're talking about.
We agree. We
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
So
It
how
wasn't
did
so
you
smooth
guys
and
meet?
violent.
Yes. How did you guys meet?
The UPS,
United Parcel Service, New York City,
43rd Street.
and 12th Avenue. It was on an
Really?
elevator. I was going up to get a package and I was distracted by this beautiful woman with this amazing set of breasts that were pushed up to her chin. I said her bra must have been over the shoulder boulder holder because when the elevator door opened up, I was so distracted by her bosom that I slammed into
So you
Wanda
missed your
on the
floor?
elevator. So we both knocked each other's stuff out of each other's hands and had to go pick it up, and we hit heads. We go to pick up our things, and that's how we met. I asked her, "Can I take her to lunch?" Because I felt so bad for putting a little nick on her head. And she said, "No, I don't even know you." And she threw the flowers back in my face. I got some flowers from the guy in the corner. She threw the flowers in my face, and I said, "Listen, there's a diner right there. It's a public place. It's safe. Can I take you to lunch, please?" And she said, "If I let you take me to lunch, will you leave me alone?"
And here we are today.
40 years
And
later.
how 45 years later?
40,
Wow.
40, 40, 40.
Wow. And also I heard that you guys are polyamorous.
Yes, we are.
So how does that work out?
It's something that I wanted to do and try.
Oh, really?
So, oh yeah. Yeah,
So
so
you came to him and was just like, I want to try it out and stuff and everything.
Not
How
quite.
did that
well,
come
it
about?
didn't start that way fully.
Mhm. I'm a retired porn star, so anything
Oh.
goes with me.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, the first year or two of our marriage was kind of exclusive to each other.
Mhm.
But I realized that Wanda, was very sexy and attracted to females.
She is very sexy.
Thank you.
Thank
She
you.
didn't really
I
want
would definitely fuck her. I'm so sorry. I definitely would. If
I
you're
say
in
that
New
every
York,
night.
because I grew up in Brooklyn, please come my way.
I'm from Brooklyn. She's from the Bronx.
Yes.
I'm from Bensonhurst. I grew up in Bensonhurst.
Oh, I grew up in Bushwick.
Wow.
See, we're
Yeah.
neighbors.
And the good thing about Wanda and Brooklyn, neither one of them has a flat bush.
Exactly.
So eventually, I'm a straight man. She's a bisexual woman. I said, "Listen, you keep rapping about things that you haven't done. So why don't we just give it a shot?" And for about a year and a half, she said, "No, no, 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 it's okay. It's all right."
Then the light came on.
And so I said, "What do you want to do?" She said, "Well, let's try a threesome first." I said, "Okay." You want to be with a stranger so that if you don't like it, we don't have to see this guy
Right.
again. She said, no, let's start with your friend Rod. I'm like, Rod? Why Rod? Why Rod? Why my friend Rod?
Oh, so you start with another guy. You don't like you were
Right.
okay with another guy?
Yes.
You weren't like
It doesn't bother me. I'm the most secure man on the planet. So then the very next day, we did.
do you have a brother?
Yeah, I do. I do. The very next day, we did me and Wanda, another girl.
Yeah.
That was day 2. Then we got to day 3. It was me and Wanda, another guy, another girl. And then day 4, it was me and
That's
Wanda,
it. It was a wrap from there.
me and
Yeah.
Wanda and 3 girls. I mean, it was great. And then the next day was me, Wanda, and 3 guys. So we just kept going. Finally, by the end of the week, I said, "What have you learned?" And she said,
I'm tired.
"I'm a bisexual woman."
Mhm. Can we do it again?
So the women who have shared our lives, our businesses, our beds, and our homes with around the country, we call them our spirit wives because we can't legally marry them, of course.
No.
But they've been with us for many years, and I have children with some of them, and it's been a very, very happy
So is it
marriage.
all like so you have girls and guys that like are only in your circle, or if you go out and stuff or you meet somebody then you bring them into your circle?
We're not swingers.
No swingers, and we're not in an open marriage.
No.
You know what
For
polyamory
people
is?
that don't know, what's the difference?
Well, swingers means you can go out and swap spouses. Couples swap spouses. Whether you know the couple or you don't. You go to swingers cruises, swingers resorts. We don't do that. Swingers parties, we don't do that. And open marriage means you can fuck anybody and not
Right.
have to tell your partner about it. Don't
I
ask,
don't
don't
agree
tell.
with that.
We don't do that.
No.
Polyamory. Poly means many. Amory means love. We have many loves, but we all live in the same houses together. We have houses across the country. Every woman has their own bedroom and bathroom, of course. But we all share our time together in businesses. We work together in commerce, in raising the children. And we vacation and we play together as consenting adults. We're also a non-smoking, non-drinking, non-drug using family.
Oh wow.
We've been that way since the beginning. Me and Wanda have never used any of those substances because we knew how you treat your body up to age 40 will decide how your body treats you after 40. And I'm 55.
100%.
And I'm 58.
And
And
you
we
look like
still-
you're 25.
We perform like teenagers still, so we kept ourselves in very good shape. And it's works for us. People always say, well, I could never do it. You know, I could never share my kitchen. I couldn't share my man. And I said, you know what? You're right. You couldn't. This is an extraordinary lifestyle, an extraordinary woman. who
Is
are
that what you
extraordinarily
thought in the
secure.
beginning though?
Huh?
Before you got into the whole like polyamorous, is that what you thought in the beginning? Like, I can't share him with anybody and everything.
No, I'm very, 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 very secure. So,
That's the one thing that it should be. You should always be secure within yourself. And like,
mhm.
because you know what? Everybody has eyes and everybody's like, and my whole thing is, what's the point of cheating if we could all do it together?
Mhm.
And be open about it and communicate about it, like, okay, set boundaries and set like rules and everything, and then it will just be that much better.
Yeah.
We said that we took infidelity off the matrimonial menu. No lying, no creeping, no cheating, no sneaking. No lying, no creeping, no cheating, no sneaking. It's not necessary.
Right, because there's no secrets between you two.
No.
No.
And no one comes between us unless we put you there. And if we put you there, that's a nice place to be.
Can I be in between?
Yes,
Yes. Has anyone ever tried to take you like you guys away from each other?
No. I mean, you know, many have tried and all have failed.
I'm sure have failed, but like I'm sure they've tried. Like been sneaky and like, oh, and conniving, and
you know,
I'm sure it's mostly the girls though.
there was one crazy girl that Wanda told
Ooh,
me.
I
"Whatever you
want to
do,"
hear.
She said, whatever you do, don't put your dick in that woman. Of course, I
You
listened.
put your dick in that one.
Well, I listened. My dick didn't listen, but I listened. And Wanda was not lovers with her, but I was for a little while. But she was not a spirit wife. She was not a spirit wife. She was someone who worked. She worked for us. So, and we were consenting adults. And you know, one day on the downstroke, one night on the downstroke, she did say to me, this crazy girl, if something should ever happen to Wanda, would you marry me? I just shrunk and fell out of her. I said, what do you mean if something should happen? Why would you say that? Are you crazy? And sure enough, she was.
Yeah.
She started talking about herself.
She
in the third
knows.
person.
Woman's intuition always knows. We know.
She said, whatever you do, don't put your dick in that woman.
We know, and you should have listened.
I have radar in my uterus.
Exactly. She knows. So was it?
And that woman was responsible. That woman was responsible for 90% of the online terrorism and cyberbullying that we have endured since about 2007.
Yeah.
You know, the unsavory things. I'm a devil worshiping cult leader, and Wanda's a man in drag, and all the stuff she put online because, you know, she could not have her way.
Well, I mean, that's every hater. They're gonna try and try and try, and like every person is so strong behind the computer. Yeah. But like in front of the computer, it's like they can't do anything. But behind the computer, it's like, oh, I'm gonna type away and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna try everything and like let's see how far I could take it. But if your love is strong and everything like that, then nothing can break you.
Oh yeah, she called me a fraud, a con man, all these things I'm supposed to be. Meanwhile, she changed her name. My name has always been Eric Darren Floyd. It'll always be Eric Darren Floyd.
Yeah, she said, I'm gonna make sure that nobody would want to breathe the same air as you two
when I get through with you.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, have
and I'm sure people have turns.
Yeah, we're fine. Everyone has taken pot shots at us. We've had a few haters, like anyone in the public, you know, arena. You have your haters. We have them, and it's okay. If they're holding their breath, waiting for us to fall or fail, they're gonna fuck us up again.
But if you don't have haters, then you're not doing anything right.
Exactly. Because only mediocrity attacks success.
Yes.
Nobody on the top attacks anybody down below them. Only people down below you attack upward. And always.
What you think of me is none of my business.
100%. It's only what you think of yourself.
Exactly.
That's right. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. And they all stink. Like I said, nothing is off topic. You can talk about anything.
I love it. So, I mean, how does it feel do you guys go on the road together and stuff? You travel together? So you guys do everything together. So there's no such thing as like groupies or anything like that?
Groupies they don't bother us. I mean, that's what they are into. They believe in the image and they are mesmerized by the image and they fantasize, so they're free to fantasize.
So I think she's asking about our family. Do we all tour together? And the answer is yes, when it's allowed. Again, there are some young children too that need to be in school. So, you know, it takes a village to raise a child. So at times, you know, one or two of them have to stay home with the kids. Also, we have businesses. We have a 38-suite bed and breakfast in Idaho. We've got 22 luxury log cabins in Mount Charleston, Nevada, outside of Las Vegas. We have a restaurant. So we have businesses that they also help run as well. But at times, our favorite times is when we all get to go on the road together and they dance and sing in Wanda's show. That's the best. And you can see
how
on
often
YouTube.
Do you tour?
Go to our YouTube channel. You can just click on Tallinn, Estonia, or Philadelphia, or my God, Moscow. If you just look on
wow.
Tokyo.
I'm Russian. I've never been to Russia.
Oh, you're Russian? Never been to Russia?
No, I came here when I was 8 months old.
Oh, wow. We've been there at least a half dozen times. St. Petersburg, nice? Moscow, Kiev. We've been there many times.
Oh, wow. Is it nice?
She was asking me about groupies.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was what the question was about, not about like the whole traveling.
Well,
when you guys are on the road and stuff like that, like, do you guys have groupies? Like, like, you know, just throwing themselves at you and stuff and everything. And how do you handle all that?
Well, not many are called, but if you have been chosen.
And like I said earlier, they're free to fantasize because they're into the image, and I understand that. It's very sexual. and sensual.
You got to remember what Wanda says. She's 58 years old. I'm 55.
You look fantastic, by the way.
Thank you.
But we've been doing this on the road stuff, 150 global cities, 90 countries, 6 continents, 48 US states since the early 80s. So remember, I was in my teens, she was in her early 20s when we started. So we had to grow up on the road. And then we hit our 30s and our 40s and our 50s. But keep in mind, our dancers are always in their 20s. That's the funny part. We first started, the dancers were around the same age as we were. But then when the 80s become the 90s, we had to get new dancers. The dancers are in their 20s, and now we're in our 30s. But then all of a sudden, the 2000s hit, we're in our 40s, and the dancers had to be hired again. They're still in their 20s. Now we're 20 years older than the dancers. Then by the time the 2010s hit, we're hitting our 50s. The dancers are brand new. They're in their 20s. Now we're 30 years older than dancers. And now that we're in 2021,
the cycle just continues and continues.
we're like 40 years older than the dancers now. So now we're touring with like grandchildren. So at this junction, yes, it has happened on the road. We've had some groupies, especially in Puerto Rico, the horniest place on earth.
I love Puerto Rico.
We love you, Puerto Rico. I mean, from the housekeeper who cleaned our suites and the guys who brought us our food, we've had some amazing experiences all over the world.
Do tell, please. Since you're an open book, this is storytelling time, please.
Well, let's just say in Puerto Rico, we got our room service delivered by this what was this guy's name? What he called himself again? It'll hit me in there. A pirate. That was his name. Pirate. That's what
Did
he
he
called
dress
him.
like a pirate?
Well, no. But he had a beautiful, I guess a girl who worked there who cleaned the rooms as well. And he's bringing us room service for breakfast, dinner. She cleaned the room and the suite. And of course, one thing led to another because we realized, we gave them a nice tip, but they wanted more than just a tip. We were playing the Condado Plaza in San Juan.
Oh, I love San
Condado
Juan.
Plaza Casino, the hotel and casino. And I guess they felt like they may never see us again. We don't get to Puerto Rico very often. And so they wanted to have their moment with us. And they made that very clear. We talked it over and they got to have their moment all night long.
And morning.
They got to have fun off stage.
Yeah, they did.
And did you guys have fun?
Behind the scenes.
And did you guys have fun?
Always. We don't live with regret. So if we do something, as Sammy Davis Jr. taught me, if something's worth doing, it's worth
Then
overdoing.
you do it twice and more
Right.
times.
He also said if something's worth doing, they're worth overdoing. So
What was
we
the craziest thing you've guys done?
Huh?
What was the craziest thing you've guys done?
Wow.
I'm putting you on the spot now. Let's get crazy now.
You mean sexually?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh.
It might be different for the both of us. What about you?
We just said it at the beginning of the interview.
What? Puerto Rico?
No, the blowout, the one.
Oh, it's just starting out.
Oh, you were starting out?
Yeah.
That was all right.
That was all right. I'm sure there's more. Look at him. I'm sure there's more.
It's so many. So many.
Name one. This is storytelling time. Or you can tell them all.
It's like the TV commercial for the candy bar. Sometimes Wanda feels like a nut and sometimes she doesn't. So you don't know, whether she's feeling meat or potatoes in a particular day. So it could be a male-driven type of day that we choose to fuel. We call it fueling. Or it could be, females. You never know. But we've never had, unlike the Harvey Weinsteins, you don't have to drug anybody and force anybody. Folks knew what they were there for. They knew what they signed on board for, and they were willing. Her show is like very provocative, erotic, hypnotic, exotic. If you've ever seen one of her shows, like a Black Madonna mixed with Grace Jones and
I can't wait to see
Diana
it.
Ross. It's a hot show. So, when you're young and you're coming up in the world, again, we just don't do the alcohol, no weed, no cigarettes,
no drugs.
No drugs. So if that's what your thing is, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, this is not the outfit for you. But if it's sex, and rock and roll, this is probably the show.
And you're just going to keep on going with the more sex. You guys need your own show. You need your own show.
Probably. Lord knows we can certainly give great, couples advice, and because our marriage is rock solid, has been for 4 decades.
And even when you guys fight, like there's still love and everything, and like,
Absolutely.
Mhm.
You got to
cause
fight fair.
Yeah.
what do you
Most
mean?
people
fight
don't
fair?
fight fair.
Yeah.
They call each other names out of each other's names and go to
And so,
things that's very derogatory and insulting.
body parts,
Yeah.
stuff that you can't take back.
Well,
we don't
yeah,
fight-
they're
we don't fight like
abusive mentally, like emotionally, everything, and like that's not fighting. That's taking it to a whole different level.
Well, that's assault. If
Mhm.
you want to prove your point and you get passionate about proving your point, that's one thing. But if you go to hurt your partner,
That's
intent.
control.
That's willful intent to hurt them.
Mhm.
And I would never want to willfully hurt this woman. Ever.
You don't ever want to say or do anything that you can't take back.
Correct. And say, it was the heat of the moment. It was the alcohol. It's like, no, alcohol is a truth serum. So if you were drunk and said it,
Absolutely,
you really
because
meant it.
you say how you feel when you're drunk or under the influence or anything. So
Exactly.
like you can't just be like, oh, it was in the heat of the moment, or I was drunk, or I was high, or no, because that's how you really felt.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
So when did you guys move out to LA? Do you miss New York?
No, we're out here.
We're out
out
there
there
on business.
working. Yeah.
But we do
Oh,
we're looking for a beach house here. So we've been first we were in a hotel for like 4 or 5 months, which was stupid
Yeah.
because we were spending $10,000 a month at the Holiday Inn,
oh
Burbank.
wow.
That was dumb. $2,000 a week in suites, and then another $2,000 a month in food because you can't cook in your suite. You have a refrigerator and a microwave.
Mhm.
So after about 4 months of being stupid, we're like, why are we spending $10,000 a month in a hotel? Why don't we just get a house out here? So we started in an Airbnb while we're looking for
Mhm.
a permanent beach house here. But our main homes are still in Las Vegas, Palm Springs, Idaho, right next to Yellowstone National Park, and good old Charlotte, North Carolina.
And not New York.
No, we left New York.
When they
That's why I'm
first
saying, why'd you leave New York?
when they did the first bombing,
Of the World Trade Center.
that's when we decided it's time to go.
So we weren't there for the second bombing of the
Mhm.
World Trade Center. Remember the first one was in the garage, the
Now
underground garage?
underneath.
That was like the test bomb to see if they could rock the foundation, and they did.
Mhm.
And I just said to Wanda, you know what? I don't want to raise kids here. And I don't want to be trapped on an island where if they decide to blow up the subway tunnels and the bridges, those old 100-plus-year-old bridges and Lincoln Tunnel, I don't want to be stuck on this island with 11 million people. Let's get the fuck out of here. And we got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
So you don't regret leaving at all, huh?
It's a great place to visit. We come
Yeah.
back all the time. It gave us our training, our muscle. If you can survive in
Right.
New York, you can survive anywhere. But to live there,
100%. I mean, like I said, I grew up in Brooklyn and stuff, and like I moved out of Brooklyn. I live in Jersey and now, but like I'm just like everything happening in New York now. I'm like, oh, people are like, aren't you scared of living in New York? I don't understand. Like with the crime rate going up and everything, and I'm like, honestly, like I don't take subways for that reason. Like
Yeah.
I don't, it's scary. So I completely understand.
I'd rather run a train on someone than to get on one.
I like running trains. Well, I like having them run on me. So how do you guys feel about gangbangs?
About what?
Gangbang?
Gangbangs. She's talking sexual, not like the Warriors.
I like
Come
to
out
change
and play.
subjects now.
We've
Because
been
we
there,
were on a
done that.
serious note. So let's get on a fun note.
It's okay. I said nothing is off limits. We've been there. We've done that. Again, long as it's consenting adults, no children, no drugs, no alcohol. We've been there. We've done that. Everything you can think about sexually, we've sort of explored most of it already.
Yeah.
And had a good time with no regrets, with willing participants.
That's awesome. Well, if I'm ever in LA, I would love to like meet you guys.
Baby, let me bang your box.
Yes, I'm
Baby,
here.
let me bang your
I'm
box.
here. And where can everybody find you?
Twitter, Facebook.
Oh, yeah. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm all over the internet.
Yeah, if you just go into YouTube and put in Wanda Dee, D-E-E, all of our, well, not all, but a lot of our footage will come up from the Apollo Theater to Turkey and Istanbul. I mean, so much stuff is on there. And then, of course, I have no social media at all, not at all even interested in it. But yeah, Wanda, you can find her on Twitter, and you can find her on Instagram, and you can find her on Facebook. And, you know, we find there's a difference between followers and fans. Followers want to just, you know, take a sneak peek into your life and see what the hell you're doing.
Right.
The fan,
They will support you
they'll buy concert
till
tickets.
the day you leave this earth.
They'll buy records.
100%. And those are the
they'll come
ones that you
support.
want.
Yeah, they'll buy merchandise.
And even beyond.
Correct.
Thank
Matter
you
of fact,
so much. Yes.
We open up her tour in Europe on October 2nd.
In Newcastle, England.
She's
Oh,
headlining
really?
the Resurrection Festival. If you just spell Res with a Z, Rezerection, Resurrection, like erection. The
I
Resurrection
mean, I could
Festival.
throw some dance moves.
It's in Newcastle, England, and it's already sold out. I understand over 80,000 tickets have been sold.
Nice.
October
and
2nd.
everyone check it out. Everyone check them out. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
You're amazing.
Thank you
So are
so
you.
much.
You're
You're
welcome.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Bye.
Brooklyn!
Bye.
Boogie down, Bronx.
Bye.
Yes. And Brooklyn.
God is with you always. Bye-bye.